Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm showing you all how to create my everyday makeup look. If you are new to my channel, what is up sis? My name is Erika and I hope you like this video as well as my other videos. So make sure to check them out. But if you guys are here for this video, just keep on watching. So my brows are done and I'm just go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm gonna be doing is applying my Bobbi Brown moisturizer. This is the vitamin enriched face base. So just go ahead and apply that onto my skin. And I've been using this one for a very long time now. If you guys remember back when I was consistently doing YouTube videos, I often used this moisturizer. So I really do like it. And as you guys can see, it is already out. So I need to get a new one. So next I'm taking the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. So I've been using this one for a cool minute now. And this one is actually new because I recently ran out. So I went to buy another one, but I absolutely love this one. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Primer. So skin is very important before you actually get to the makeup part of a makeup application. So make sure you guys are not skipping this step. That is one of the reasons I cannot do like a 20-minute makeup look, because I do really take my time with my skin first before I actually start to apply foundation, concealer, and all of that other stuff. Like you guys didn't even see me apply my toner, my serum, you know, do my brows. Like that's a whole nother shebang. But I do take my sweet time, I'm not gonna lie. And right now, like my everyday makeup look, it takes me about 35 to 40 minutes, but I'm here for it. I do not care because I know for some people, maybe that's a lot of time, but understand like my point of view is I take about 10-15 minutes on my skin and then I actually get into the makeup. But that is just me. You don't have to do it all. I feel like if I'm going to be doing my makeup, I have to do it right. I can never rush my makeup. I don't like if it's rushed. So give me 35-40 minutes. I will be happy. My makeup will last me all day, you know, to look good, versus only giving me 20 minutes and me rushing it and having like shitty makeup that won't even last till like 4 or 5 p.m. I can do my makeup at like 7, 8 in the morning. I usually don't do my makeup earlier than that, but I will go throughout the whole day without touching up or anything, and it'll last me till like midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. So that's the reason why I do like to take my time with it. So 35 to 40 minutes is what my everyday makeup look takes me. So just a little FYI. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the Lotus Eye Cream from Fresh Beauty. And when I do use this one, I do use my ring finger to apply that. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and just lightly press that under my eyes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. I really like my skin to glow, so that's the reason I like to add this one. And I'm also gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury, so let me go ahead and grab that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow, and this is an Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. I do only use a little bit of this. So for example, I only take about that much and then I don't use any more. So to apply the Wonder Glow, I use the Makeup Shack T42, discount code Erika for 20% off. And I just apply this all over my skin. And it really just is what the packaging says. It's like a glow. So along with the Rose Gold Mist that I showed you guys, I like to apply this one as well, just so that my skin looks, you know, a little healthy and dewy and glowy. So now for foundation, I do switch between both of these. This one is the Stay Flawless Foundation from Beauty Creations, and this one is from NARS. So for today, I'm just go ahead and use the Flawless Stay Foundation from Beauty Creations, discount code Muaerika. This one is in the shade 3.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump some of this onto my palette. To apply that, I'm gonna go ahead and use the new Makeup Shack Beauty Sponge. I love this one, I love the color. They're gonna be launching 2 new styles, so you guys can go ahead and check those out soon. But now I'm gonna go ahead and use the actual base to apply the foundation. And I'm just gonna be applying that all over. What I love about the Makeup Shack sponges is that they do not absorb your product like other beauty blenders. This one does actually apply it onto your skin, so you're not wasting more product. As you guys know, I've been using this one for a very long time. And, oh, okay. As I was saying, I've been using this one for a cool minute now. And I love it. I have not switched out from it. I actually even use it for my clients. I mean, not the same sponge, but you know, different sponges from the Makeup Shack. But yeah, I've been using it for a really long time, so I love it. And when I want to use a brush, I do use the T42, which is the same one that I use to apply the Wonder Glow. Now I'm gonna go ahead and highlight. So the first thing I'm gonna use is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This one is in the shade Light Beige. However, this one is a little too close to my foundation shade, so I do only apply a little bit amount of this one, and then I go in with a lighter one to brighten a little more. So I really use only this much. But then I go in with the Mega Concealer from Muaerika Cosmetics, and this one is in the shade 1. As I mentioned, this one is just to brighten. So then I take this one and I just add it where I did not add the Too Faced. So I'm technically mixing both, but I don't like to mix them on my palette. I just like to apply them this way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this round side from the Beauty Sponge, and I'm gonna go in and blend this out. This is what I like about the Makeup Shack sponge. You can use each side for something different. So I'm gonna use this side for my contour, and then I use the bottom for my foundation, just so that if I do need to retouch on something, I didn't mix, you know, all of the colors on one side of a sponge. I have one side for each one. So I do plan on doing a few holiday looks. So if you guys have any requests in regards to like colors or glitters, you know, anything along those lines, go ahead and drop a comment of what you are looking for, and I just might be able to create it. You know, now that I have another baby, it's a little tricky to try to actually sit down and film makeup videos, only because when I do makeup videos, I really like to take my time versus me doing like OOTDs or vlogs. But I will do my best to make more time to do more beauty videos and tutorials for you guys, because I do miss them. Like, I'm like, what the hell happened to me? I had another baby. Now, as you guys noticed, I don't have any concealer on my eyelids. However, I do not like to take a sponge and rub it in on my eyes, because I hate when concealer gets on my lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some concealer from that palette that I had, that you guys saw me show you earlier. I have some leftover concealer from when I concealed my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a brush to apply that on. Like I said, I do not want to use a sponge, just because I don't like when it gets into your eyelashes. And just like this, I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. Now I'm gonna add some color back to my face, because I know I look very bland and uncontoured. So I'm gonna be using the The Dodgers are playing today, guys, so my boyfriend is very excited. But I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. So I'm going to go ahead and take the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I am going to be contouring my nose first. So I do like to remove some product off of the tip so that it's not too full, and I just apply that onto my metal palette. But now I'm going to go ahead and just start adding this onto my nose. All right, so now that I have some of that onto my nose, I'm gonna just go ahead and add it everywhere else. So I do add it to my forehead. Oops, I need to get a little more out. I'm also gonna go ahead and add that to my cheeks. I'm just gonna need to squeeze out a little more because it is running a little low. Like I said, I don't like to squeeze too much, because sometimes a lot will come out, way more than you actually need. So I just go little by little. So just like that, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this clean side of the sponge and start to blend it out. Like I said, I like to use a clean side for every product that I apply. And when I do go onto my forehead, I blend that into my hairline, just so that it's, you know, very seamless. And I don't like when people like leave it unblended. I feel like that looks a little crazy, so I do buff it in there. So now going back to my nose, I do not use a sponge. I use a smaller brush just to make it a little more snatched. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab, where's my brush? Let me find it first. I found it. It was right in front of me this whole time. But I'm gonna take the Makeup Shack T73, and I'm just go ahead and buff that out. And I do blend it into my front of the front of my brow. And then do the same thing on this side, just so that it's very seamless. You don't want it to be harsh. Whenever I don't contour my nose, or if I like forget to do it, and then I look at photos or I look at myself, I'm like, I look weird. And so I'll just go back and do it with powder if I forgot to do it with cream. But I feel like now that I do it all the time, it's just something I have to do because I feel weird if I don't have it on. Now for my nose, I'm gonna go ahead and use the T77. However, this one comes in the Essentials brushes from the Makeup Shack, but it is the same brush as the T77. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit to my nose right here on the tip, just to open that space right back up, just in case I blended it in a little too much, which I did. Now, just like that. But I don't like to leave it. I go back in with the previous brush that I used and I just retouch that. So now I go back to the sponge and I use the side that I had concealer to highlight, and I just blend the two edges away on my nose just to make sure, once again, that it is very seamless and not hard. Now that I am highlighted and contoured, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face using the RCMA No Color Powder mixed in with a little bit of the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. One thing that I don't do on my everyday makeup look is apply shadow underneath my eyes. So being that I'm not going to be applying shadow underneath, I am going to be setting my under eyes really well just so that they don't crease up throughout the day, and they don't, guys. That is something I do not struggle with now that I do this. Back then when I would do under eye shadow, I would maybe get a little bit of a crease, not too much, but just a little bit, because I was always just using the shadow and I wouldn't apply too much under my eyes just because, you know, this is a very thin space under your eyes. Not space, I'm sorry. This is a very thin part of your skin under your eyes. So I wouldn't apply too much eyeshadow, but it would crease a little bit. And I was like, So now that I do this, I do set it a little bit more, and I'm here for it because my under eyes don't crease. I don't have that issue at all. And before, like I said, I would have maybe like one little crease and I was like, that's ugly. But I figured it out. I just wasn't, you know, setting it enough. So now I just really go ham. But I am gonna let that sit while I finish doing the rest of my setting on my face. So as you guys can see, I'm leaving a very thin layer. I do not bake to where you leave a very thick layer of powder. I do, like I said, a very thin layer. As you guys can see, it's almost non-existent, but I do let that sit, and then I do go in and set the rest of my face. So my eyelids are a little creased, as you guys can see, but I'm not going to be setting those. I do not like to overset my eyelids. So for now, I'm gonna be going in with the Ace Beauty Bronzed in Paradise palette, which looks like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade and a little bit of this one to, oh, I don't even know if I did that right. So I'm gonna be taking this one and a little bit of this one to bronze up. Now for the brush, I'm gonna be using the Araceli Beauty Grande Cheek brush, but I can't find it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Grande Cheek brush from Araceli Beauty. She did recently launch this one and I'm obsessed with it. I actually have 3 or 4 of them now because I really do like them. And as you guys can see right now, after I finish using this one, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another one to apply brush just so that I don't mix the shades from my bronzer and my blush. And I just go in over everywhere where I contoured, except for my nose. I don't like to contour my nose too much because I don't like when it looks very harsh. I feel like it's like, it looks like it wasn't blended well when you add too much powder on the top after cream contour. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take another one, as I told you guys, and this one I'm gonna use to apply my blush. So for my blush, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Pressed Powder Cheek in the shade Fresh and Peachy from ColourPop Cosmetics. A discount code, don't want me to show my discount code, but my discount code is 5MUAERIKA18. And I'm gonna go ahead and just pick some of that up and go right on the apples of my cheeks, but I do buff that out towards the ends of my face right here, or my cheek. Just buff that right out. But now that that's done, we can go ahead and go to our eyes. So let me grab my palette. For my everyday look, I've been using the Low Ray of Sunshine palette from ColourPop Cosmetics. This is what she looks like. Now I am gonna first buff out my lids just so that I don't have those creases. You don't wanna set any creases. So I'm just gonna buff those out lightly. Using the Makeup Shack T84, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this shade right here, and I'm gonna lightly tap that into the one on the bottom of that. And so I just take both of those and I just pack it onto my eyelid. So you see I just pack that on right here onto my lid. And then once it's there, I do lightly blend that out, but I do not pull it all the way up to my brow. So just like this. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to my other eye. So once that's on, I do take the Makeup Shack T43 and I go in with this middle shade right up here. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I take that right on the edge and I just buff my edges out a little more so it's very seamless and blended. And pretty much is done for that part. I do like to smoke out my lash line a little bit just to give it a little more of a contrast and make it look a little more seductive. But that is very easy to do. Like I said, guys, this takes me about 35 to 40 minutes. And you guys are like, are you sure it takes you 35 to 40 minutes? Yes, because I do time myself. My goal is to try to get down to 30 minutes, and I don't want to get past 30 minutes because then that's just me rushing myself and I don't want to do that. But hopefully I can get to 30 minutes, you know. Like I said, right now my issue is that I just do spend a lot of time getting my skincare ready, and it's my fault, which I need to tone that down. Then I take the Araceli Ojos Perfectos pencil. So let me grab that. So this is the Ojos Perfectos gel pencil that I was talking about, and it is in the shade Chocolate. This is another product she recently launched. So I'm gonna take this and I just smudge that on my lash line, just like this. So just like that. Now I'm gonna go back to my Little Ray of Sunshine palette and I go in with the darker brown. I take that shadow on a Makeup Shack T14 and I go right above the chocolate gel pencil and I just smudge it out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and buff this powder off using the T24 from the Makeup Shack. So now I'm lightly gonna dip into this powder. This one is from Charlotte Tilbury and it is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade 2. So I do also use the T24 once again, but I just lightly, like I said, go over the areas that I highlighted. Now to highlight the bridge of my nose, I'm gonna take the Silhouette Contour Palette from the Makeup Shack and I like to use the shade Light. I know my palette is used and abused, but guys, this is one of my holy grails. So I'm gonna use the Makeup Shack T65 and I'm gonna take that shade Light and I'm just gonna highlight the bridge of my nose and the tip. This is the tip and now the bridge. For lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Makeup Shack lashes in the Style Mode. So look at the difference, guys. Like, look at this lash and then look at my chihuahua looking eyes. Now I'll go ahead and apply the other one. Now I personally really hate to see my waterline, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the chocolate gel pencil again from Araceli Beauty and I'm just gonna smudge that right on top. For my lip liner, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Sweet Tea lip liner from Morphe. This one is tiny now because I do use it very often. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. Now for my lipstick, I'm gonna use the MAC lipstick in the shade Yash. And then in the center, I do like to use the shade Bare Bling. Now to set everything and mingle it all together, I'm gonna use the Beauty Creations setting spray in Peach. All right, guys, so this is my end result. I hope you guys like this video. Like I said, this is my everyday makeup look. And now that I have two babies, I really needed to have an everyday look. And this, you know, makes the cut. It also goes with everything that I wear. So if you guys liked it, please thumbs up, subscribe, drop me a comment, turn on your post notifications. If you haven't followed me on my gram, follow me, sis. It is Muaerika18. It is always, I'm like looking down like if it's there, but it's linked below as well as my discount codes. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey, I look better than what I've been through, yeah. It's a celebration, hey, cause we made it out the